Hi, Dr. Kingsley Oji again. We have this very important discussion we're having, and I need you to pay attention to this because it's a continuation of the previous video on impact. And I need you to get thinking because we're talking about people who've made impact and have departed these shores. They are no more alive. And if these people can still be making impact from the grave, the question is, what about those of us that are still living? What impact are you making? What impact are you creating in the lives of people? Are you still going to be talked about after you've left the shores? As a matter of fact, what do they talk about you presently before we even start talking about when you depart these shores? I just need to prick your conscience a little bit because we're going to be listening to what people who have passed and left us are still doing, the impact they are still creating. Maybe it's going to set some of us thinking. Yesterday I mentioned some figures and I'm still going to talk about them and elaborate on them a little bit more so that we understand this thing very, very well. Yesterday I talked about Michael Jackson, and let me talk about Michael Jackson again. Do you know that in the year 2024, Michael Jackson actually from his estate earned the sum of $600 million. Yes, $600 million coming from the sale of his catalog, to Sony, and also his Broadway shows and musical tours. Was able to earn $600 million in the year 2024. Now, this is someone that's been dead for like God knows how long. May his soul rest in peace. He's still earning, he's still impacting. And yes, the previous video, I said something that will surprise you that it's been known, and it's a clear fact now that most of Michael Jackson's fans, his greater number of fans, have not yet been born. This man is still going to be impacting, if possible, one or two more. What did I just say? One? He's even likely going to be impacting up to 2-3 more generations, but he's already in the grave. Another person I want us to actually look at right now is Elvis Presley. I said something about Graceland Estate. Now let me make this very, very clear. Do we know that Graceland Estate actually attracted every year attracts over 600,000 visitors. 600,000 visitors. They go there on tourism, and you find out that the visitors have contributed over $100 million in revenue to the government of to Uncle Sam, to the government of the United States of America, just through tours, and merchandise too. Elvis Presley actually died in the year 1977. Now, he's way gone, long ago, and he's still creating impact even in death. Doesn't this tell you something? Another person I talked about the previous video, go look at the previous video. That's the intro to this. And also go to my YouTube channel, Kingsley Oji TV. You're going to see several other videos on motivation. Just go there, make sure you go to Kingsley Oji TV, and please, when you get there, subscribe. I need you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, now back to what I was talking about. Bob Marley. Now, do you know that Bob Marley actually died in the year 1981? But this year alone, Bob Marley has generated a revenue of over $34 million. $34 million. And this has come through his estate's partnership with various brands, including a cannabis company. 1981. And he still, this year alone, has generated revenue over $34 million. These people have long gone, and yet they're still making impact from their graves. Now, what about Prince? Most of us know Prince, Purple Rain. I don't know. I don't think Gen Z knows about this, but I desire that Gen Z does a lot of research. I encourage Gen Z to actually research so that you know more, not just about what you know today, but also know from your past too. Now, Prince has generated over $35 million with his music catalog, and the popularity of his Paisley Park, where he stayed, his Paisley Park estate, where he actually stayed, has generated revenue worth over $35 million. Whoa. This man has been there for like God knows since when. And he's generated this year over $35 million to Uncle Sam. I'm giving you details so that you understand that some persons did not just make impact in their lifetime, but they've also made impact in the grave. From the grave, they're still making impact. And the scary thing is, they're still going to be making impact monthly, yearly. What about J.R.R. Tolkien? Whoa, and I know many of you have learned about, you've watched The Lord of the Rings, Journey to the Middle of the Earth. Where is my precious? We all remember that character and so on. Now, do you know that the author of those books, actually has generated over $500 million. $500 million. $500 million. And his classics and the classics of J.R.R. Tolkien are still being regarded till tomorrow. As a matter of fact, there are still offshoots from the Lord of the Rings being released from time to time. What about Kobe Bryant? Oh, Kobe. Most of us know Kobe Bryant's basketball. He earned in death $400 million, over $400 million from the sale of Body Armor, a company he held a significant stake in. Body Armor. Now, if people can still be making, and if people who have passed away can still be making impact from their graves, those of us living, what are you going to be known for? It's not about accumulating wealth and accumulating all kinds of things. Those are also good. But sometimes there's a problem. The people you accumulate it and leave it for, we've seen where most of them did not, even most of your descendants, most of descendants didn't even value wealth that was left for them. And they sold them up. Some of them couldn't even manage most of the inheritance that were left for them. They ran them down, family squabbles and the rest. But good for you if you have good families that can keep your legacies going. But the truth there is, what are we living in the lives of people? What are we going to be known for? What do we have on ground that will speak for us after we've left? Are you still going to be mentioned, or are you going to be forgotten about completely? You know, please, we are put on this earth for a purpose. And make sure you live out your purpose. Discover why you're created. It's never too late to discover purpose, and it's never too late to live purpose. The important thing is keep affecting lives positively, impacting lives positively. Live your life to make impact, not just for yourself, but for your children and so on. There are people who are dead, but their names still open doors. But there are people who are dead and they will only be cried and they will be forgotten about on the day after the day of their burial. No one will know nothing about them again. I'm still coming up on this subject because it's very, very deep. King's Logic, normal Omaya man, trying to make so much sense and give someone out there a reason to stay alive and a purpose for living. Hey, I forgot to tell you this. Please make sure you share this video. Someone needs to hear this. Thank you for being patient with this lengthy video. It will be the part 3 of this. Thank you so much.